Hello, and welcome to As Built, the podcast from Graphic Machine about architecture firms, buildings, and how both get built. I am your host, Brian Jones. With me is your co-host, Patience Jones.
Hello.
Today's episode is the next in our series about the Nelson-Atkins Museum of Art International Design Competition. Our guest today is Kengo Kuma of the firm Kengo Kuma & Associates. Welcome to the podcast. We'd like to start first by asking you to tell us a little bit about your firm.
Yes, founded in 1990, shortly after the birth of Japanese economy. This is when our practice began with a small project in the Japanese countryside. We worked closely with the local craftspeople and materials, developing the founding principles of our human-centered design that we will still use today. So we handle projects at all scales, from master plans to cultural and civic buildings, to renovations and installations and experimental pavilions, even product design as small as piece of jewelry. The common thread is to blend architecture and human-scale design with nature, shifting away from monumental structure to create spaces that feel welcoming and easy to explore. Our staff members come from all corners of the world. This fosters a rich environment of cross-cultural pollination. In-house, our staff have mostly a background in architecture and urban design, but we also have interior architects, landscape designers, textile designers, a physical model team, as well as a graphic design and computer graphics team. This broad skill set helps us cover every aspect of project under one roof. Specific to practice is that members work on multiple projects at the same time with different team compositions, allowing for ideas to filter through one project to the other. We start each project by walking the site, feeling the ground under our feet, and touching the trees to sense the local atmosphere. Using local source sustainable materials keep our designs feeling warm and natural. An extension of the environment, we also hold direct talk with local stakeholders so we can reflect their insight into the design.
Where is your firm based? And I know that there's a number of offices, but maybe you could talk about that a bit.
Yeah, so we are based in Tokyo with over 320 staffs. We also have offices in Paris, Shanghai, Beijing, and Seoul. This helps us handle diverse global projects and stay tuned to regional design influence. We have completed works in 26 countries on 5 continents, including over a dozen projects in the US. This global perspective informs how we respect different cultures and local contexts. Since COVID, we opened 4 small offices across Japan, from the north in Hokkaido to the south in Okinawa. These outposts keep us close to local crafts, regional knowledge, and rural communities, allowing our staff to foster meaningful connections and learn from traditional craftsmanship and practices.
What type of work is your firm best known for?
Our goal is always to serve people by shaping environment that feel coherent and human-friendly. We strive to bring everyday life closer to nature. By studying each site's climate and cultural context, we ensure our buildings fit naturally with their surroundings. We rely on local construction methods and materials to capture each place's spirit. We listen and observe first, letting the project setting guide to the design. So we research concepts at multiple scales, city layout, the building volumes, and small details without losing sight of human needs. This helps us tie everything together into an uplifting, cohesive experience.
What is one of your favorite projects to have worked on and why?
Innovated and expanded the Gulbenkian Museum in Lisbon as adding an engawa. Engawa is a Japanese social space that smoothly connects indoors and outdoors. By lowering walls and creating new passages, we link the museum to its surrounding garden. Visitors can wander through a garden that feels immersive and open. Together with Sbudiele landscape architects, we added hidden meadows, reflective water features, and varied vegetation. This creates an evolving urban forest that blends art, nature, and daily life. A spacious roof finished with Portuguese tile on top and ashwood beneath shelters a cozy gathering area. This fusion is local craftsmanship with feel, uh, Japanese feel enrich the museum relationship with nature. The final result is a place where art, architecture, and greenery work in harmony, offering a look at how future museum might embrace culture and nature together.
Why did your firm decide to enter the Nelson-Atkins competition?
And so we are drawn by the idea of making a museum for all. Museums are too often isolated, unapproachable, and the design belief invited us to tackle this problem. The Nelson-Atkins Museum needed to adapt a better serve its community. We believe in learning from local communities, hearing their stories and traditions so we can reflect them in the garden. The Nelson-Atkins Museum has deep ties to the neighborhood, which matches our approach. The museum mostly serves repeat visitors from the region, not just tourists. We find the existing because we feel this exciting because it allows for ongoing relationship and evolving forms of engagement over time.
What have been your impressions of Kansas City so far?
And the people here seems humble and dedicated to improving their community. There's real sense of caring and forward-thinking collaboration. Kansas City is positioned as a meeting of two rivers, so it has a long tradition of trade and cultural exchange. This leads to a diverse, welcoming environment. The city is perhaps Levine was once considered a barrier, but people turned them into a boulevard and parks. We share this mindset of using natural contours as design partners rather than obstacles. From limestone foundations to modern development, the city shows resilience and creativity. We hope to honor these layers and help art, environment, and community they thrive together.
What have you found to be a highlight of the museum from your visit? It could be a particular collection or a piece of artwork or something about the architecture.
Yeah, the J-Hall Sculpture Park and gardens are more than scenic backdrops. They encourage informal activities like walking, picnicking, or sketching. Our team were amazed by the museum's wide ranging collection with a special appreciation for its strong Asian art holdings. Families, students, and art lovers treat the museum as both a world-class institution and a social gathering place. This shows the outdoor spaces can be even further activated with cultural events and educational programs. By pairing lively outdoor areas with thoughtful interior design, the museum can keep growing as a community center's destination.
What have you found most compelling and challenging about the competition brief?
The 1933 neoclassical building by white, is grand yet can feel intimidating. We must honor its heritage while making it friendlier for a broader audience. In the US, preservation often prioritizes the building itself. We prefer an approach similar to conservation, adapting old structure for modern use. In Japan, we preserve crafts and tradition more than just physical form, and we want to unite these ideas with the 93 building and the new edition. We need clear circulation and transparency so visitors can move freely among the 1933 building, the block addition, and the new extension. Yet we also need to speak wonder and host immersive art experience, balancing everyday needs with moment of delight. Our goal is to preserve the museum's gravitas while introducing new elements that truly open the space to everyone. Finding this sweet spot between functional and poetic is what excites us.
What has inspired your approach to the competition brief? And you've touched on that a little bit.
Yes, we find inspiration from the site and from nature. Here, the rolling, prairie, and limestone blocks guide our design concept, blurring the boundary between architecture and nature. Using local limestone and a warm natural palette helps blend the new structure in Kansas City's landscape. This approach also links the museum's historic architecture to a more sustainable future. Using familiar and natural elements empowers a sense of belongings and regional identity. To create an inviting museum for people all ages, we position the new education wing and art creation space at the northwest corner of the site, making the new program accessible to all and carrying visitors towards the historic building. By weaving past and present, we hope to embrace overlooked histories, new technologies, and spirit of inclusion. It was important to us that we tackle all corners of the site and introduce new pathways connecting the edge of the site to each program.
What trends do you foresee emerging in museum and or cultural architecture over the next decade?
The museums are moving from closed-off halls to open, transparent, and flexible spaces. Rather than isolating art, they are bringing it closer to everyday life so visitors feel welcome from the moment they arrive. We see more emphasis on porches, dormer style threshold, and covered passages that connect indoors and outdoor. These features bring nature inside while encouraging free flowing movement and casual gatherings. Museums will increasingly anchor their neighborhoods by offering flexible gathering spots, inclusive event, and open access programs. This transforms them into essential public realms, reflecting local voices and needs. Also, flexible gathering spaces, cafe and restaurant play an important role in energizing the museum. They offer informal places of gathering that encourage conversation, exchange, and community connections. Technology will become more woven into the building itself. It's beyond just screens in galleries. Digital art and media require new types of exhibition spaces. Integrating and harmonizing these with nature and the garden is challenge for the museums now.
Well, I want to thank you for those wonderful and poetic answers, and I want to thank you all so much for your time today.
Thank you. It was an honor to speak with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.